Couple. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Chris.
And did you know that Beethoven would count out 60 coffee beans for his morning coffee? He said that was the exact amount of coffee beans that would make the perfect cup of coffee.
We should put that to the test.
60. And I was like, how do we know how Beethoven made his coffee? But I looked into it.
Okay.
Because I was like, that's a very odd, specific fact for someone that has been quite removed from today's world. And apparently he had an apprentice that would write down everything that he did. And so when he was studying under Beethoven, he noticed this and he wrote it down. And then apparently there are people who study Beethoven like in modern day, which I
guess
think,
like history people?
I guess, but
Historians?
but I feel like studying one specific person, like, so far, I don't know what else you could learn. Like, there are ripperologists, people who study Jack the Ripper. But it's so far out, like, how would you learn anything new?
I don't know.
But I thought that would be an appropriate fun fact for this morning. Because we just tried our new Nespresso machine.
Coffee Talk Part 2, baby. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Beep, 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 beep.
No,
Yes. So, courtesy of my workplace, we had a Nespresso machine that we used for our team only. And the facilities person told us to get rid of it the other day because, well, this has been a battle that we've been facing for like 2 years now. But we moved to a new building and the coffee that they had sucked so bad. And our team decided that we were going to buy an espresso machine and a bunch of coffee. And that's what we were going to use for coffee instead of the supplied coffee that they give us. Well, about 6 months into that, the facilities lady came by and saw that we had this coffee machine, and she was like, nah, brah.
So I have to ask, what made her say, no, you have to get rid of it? Just because if it's not causing issues with her, I can't imagine.
They have certain rules.
I was going to say, I could imagine it being an issue if it's only your team and there being like beef between other people in the office. But I can't imagine like a facilities person being like, listen, it's taking up counter space. I'm supposed to clean that counter. What am I going to do? You know what I mean?
This lady is like a parking ticket authority worker. Like, she literally walks around with a clipboard and writes down violations of people breaking rules in the office.
What violation was there?
I don't know, but she literally told us the other day that we're not allowed to have the coffee machine. I think like one of their concerns is pests and stuff. Like, if you don't clean it and everything, it could attract mice and stuff, I guess. I don't know. She also told us that a bunch of boxes on the floor were going to cause pests too. So I don't know. The first excuse that she ever told us, like 6 months ago, was that she said the electrical grid in the building was not balanced enough for us to run a coffee machine. And that was just the biggest bullshit excuse I've ever heard in my life.
I'm sorry.
Like, you can't tell a bunch of engineers that.
You work in a building that is ridiculously tall. It's not like it's a 1 or 2 story building that is running all these electrical things that a coffee machine could cause the whole thing to like go off. You know what I mean?
It was just dumb. I don't even want to talk about it because the whole thing pisses me off. But anyway, 2 years passed, COVID passed, and, well, it's not passed, but you know, we're starting to return back to the office. And this lady came by again, and she came by a few times and didn't mention it, but this last time she came by and she got into an argument with one of our teammates about it, and then we were told that we have to remove it. So we had a free Nespresso machine and like a few $100 worth of coffee left. We didn't know what to do with it, and I was like, well, if nobody wants it, I will take it because we have a pretty old Keurig that we could replace.
Yep. So
And that is the story of how we got some free coffee.
yeah, I can't say that we'll replace the Keurig 100% just yet. I gotta do a little more digging into Nespresso machines because one thing I really like about my Keurig is that I can make hot chocolate with it. But listen, this isn't even caffeinated. I don't
Struggle.
understand. But
Well, no, it's
or
definitely
not,
caffeinated.
It's not carbonated.
Yeah, it's
Listen.
definitely caffeinated.
Listen, we're getting there.
I think
okay?
you have like a nervousness to like speaking into a microphone or something where it causes you to be more burpy.
You know what? It might be. Who knows? But no, I like my Keurig because I can make hot chocolate. And I don't know if I can do that with a Nespresso machine.
Keurigs are more affordable too. Like a pod for a Keurig, you can go to like Costco and buy like donut shop coffee for I don't know, like $20 for like 100 pods or whatever. But like Nespresso, it's like $12 to $15 a sleeve, and a sleeve typically contains like 10 coffees or 12 coffees or something. So definitely more expensive. What are you thinking? I have the Stormio, which is like an 8 out of 11 in terms of the intensity, I guess, or whatever that scale means. I haven't looked into it enough. But typically, when we were in the office, me and a coworker have determined that the lower that number is, the better it is when you don't have any good creamers, is what I've learned.
It's probably the bitterness or the strength of the espresso in the coffee itself.
This is super good, though. This Stormio is awesome with this creamer in there.
This is really good, too. I don't even know which one I have. It was in like a maroon colored pod.
Oh, that was the Columbia.
Oh, the Columbia. Yeah. Mine wasn't anything fancy, but it's good. And I like it because it gives you a nice little bit of foam on the top.
Yeah. It's a fancy machine.
It is a fancy machine for some people who are not super fancy. So I had to get Nespresso 101.
Yeah.
Crash course this morning.
And it makes some interesting noises, too. This machine might be on its way out, but we will run it to the ground.
If it's on its way out, we should probably not get rid of the Keurig.
We'll see. So, coffee talk.
So Chris and I were actually having a conversation 2 nights ago, and he said he even had a conversation like this with his mom, and I told him that this would be something good. So I made him table the conversation until we could get set up for the pod, because I think it's something very interesting. Because not everyone has the same take, and it's definitely an opinion. So
It's very debatable, and I can see arguments for both sides.
And it's very interesting, but it's about gift giving. And I don't know
it's not about gift giving.
Well, kind of.
No. So this is the statement that I made.
I want to know how it came up with your mom.
Okay. Well, I'll give the statement, then I'll give a background of how it came up with my mom. So the statement is, I rather buy items that provide experiences than spend money on experiences alone. So an example of that is like, instead of buying tickets to go see a movie where you experience that movie for an hour or 2 hours and then it's over, I'd rather take that money and go buy a video game, which is an item, a quote item, but it provides an experience for as long as you own it. So, like, I could buy a video game for $30 and be entertained for, 100 hours. And, like, where else do you get You know, where else can you spend $30 and get 100 hours worth of entertainment? So that was like the main opinion that I have that was very debatable, because I could definitely see arguments for both sides. We know a lot of people that spend a lot of money on doing like traveling and experiencing different things. We also know a lot of people that spend money on things that you could say give you experiences. How did this come up? Well, for like the last year, and I can't tell if it's because I really want it or if advertisers just keep pushing it on me, because I was looking at them like a year ago, but um, I like am slightly obsessed with one wheels, which is like an electric one wheel skateboard. Um, they look super cool. There's people that like ride them on cool trails and stuff like that, and I don't know. There's just a lot of cool videos. It makes me think that they would be super fun to try. I saw them like a year ago, and I like, and then you see the price tag associated with it, and you're just like, wow, this is, or not saying you as in you, but like my internal thoughts. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money for something like this. It it would feel like an impulse buy if I went out and bought one when I first started looking at them. So I was like, you know what? Table that. And if I'm still interested in, like, you know, a little while in the future, maybe I'll think about it. And, you know, come to now, which is probably like 6 to 10 months from when I originally started looking at them. I still like see videos and stuff of them every day, and I'm like, wow, that would be super cool to get one. So I can't tell if that's because I'm actually like really interested in getting one, or ever since I started looking at them, I keep getting ads for them, and then I keep looking at those ads plus additional videos, and it just keeps getting me ads, and the cycle goes on. So that's like where the base of the conversation with my mom started, was that I was telling her that I want a one wheel, but I don't want to pay for it because it's too expensive, or I don't want to pay for it out of my standard income. So I was looking for ways of making additional income in order to compensate for the price of this item. Um, which then, like, my mom is pretty anti for this decision to try and buy one of these things. One, because they are kind of dangerous.
I was gonna say, isn't she also like hesitant about you guys riding motorcycles and things?
Yeah, but these are pretty dangerous. Like last night, I was looking at Reddit, and there was like 3 people yesterday that posted, like, one guy broke his femur in 2 spots, one guy broke his wrist, and then the other guy was like super road rashed. I mean, they go like 20 miles an hour, and you could be whipping down the street at 20 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, you hit something or whatever, and it throws you off of a skateboard at 20 miles an hour. That's not something where you could just like run it off. Like your feet are gonna hit the ground. You could try and run it off, but you're gonna take a tumble, and you know. So some people say that that is, like, one of the guys I think that destroyed his wrist. He was like 60. So some people say it's because he doesn't know how to fall properly. Um, but
Some people would probably say it's because he is 60.
Yeah. Yeah, so like, I don't know. I was trying to validate my thoughts to my mom, and it really didn't work out well. Um but I was saying that, like, you know, I I rather invest in items that provide these experiences instead of like going and taking a vacation for a week, because that only lasts a week. And like, say I got one of these one wheels, and you know, I had fun on it for, you know, I don't know how many, like, I met a guy in this neighborhood who has one, and he's ridden his like over 3,000 miles. That's a lot of time on that board. So like, you know, that might be something that is a super fun experience for a very long time. Um, another another thing that I thought of that I brought up to my mom that I didn't bring up to you, but I was also thinking that this is like I feel like this is like my last shot to do fun things like that because I'm young enough to handle if I do fall and hurt myself. To where, like, 10 years down the line, we might have some young kids and stuff, but, like, I'm not going to be as agile as I am now. Like, I'm in, like, the last stage of being able to do, like, fun, more reckless things, I guess.
That is true because I've heard once you hit 30, it all goes downhill. So,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've had so much board experience too that like I think a lot of these people that get these things, they've rarely ridden a skateboard or anything like that or a snowboard. So I think that I have an advantage that way. But anyway, I think that's a good topic to debate. Are you more favorable of buying items that provide experiences, or would you rather pay money for an experience, that isn't reusable,
and I think it's very interesting because I'm the opposite. I would rather spend money on experiences versus a video game. And my thoughts on this,
but it can't be like, you can't say a video game because like you don't play video games.
So. Right, but okay. Gotta get all situated for this.
Okay, so here's a good example that like, so if you had the choice, say you had your old phone again.
Okay.
So you have your old broken phone with the cracked screen and stuff.
It was a good phone. Huh? Okay, I said it was a good phone. It got me through 2 years, 3 years.
I know, but would you? So if if we were looking at our finances and we're like, we have a choice, we can either, me and you, go to the beach for a weekend and get a hotel, and we would stay at the beach for the weekend and we would be able to eat out for a night and stuff, or we can go and buy you a new phone.
I would have said beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So here's my reasoning, and I'll give you some background for me.
Okay.
It's gotten to the point in our lives, and when I say our, I mean like me and my brothers, where it's very, very difficult to give for my parents. And it's kind of difficult to give for them too. So a lot of the time when we are looking at gifts, instead of talking about, oh, I'll get her a book or a candle or whatever it is, we gift experiences. That's why I give my mom concert tickets. That's why
I feel like that's different though.
How is it different? Because you just said you'd rather spend money
Yes, I'd rather spend money. So like, because you're talking about gifting to somebody, and that's different.
But it's also not, because I feel the same way about me. So, okay, so for me, the way I look at this and the way I think about it is with like concerts. I love going to concerts. I love going and listening to the live music. I love the energy. There's like a thrill with it that's just like magnetic. So by your analogy, your thought process, why buy concert tickets where you go and you listen to the music live once when you could buy the artist's CD for a lot cheaper and listen to the music over and over and over and over and over again? But there's something about the energy being there. Like, I listen to Garth Brooks all the time. I listen to Chris Young all the time. They are two, in my opinion, great country singers. But nothing can compare to when I went to the Garth Brooks concert in Penn State. And he was like a kid in a candy store. Literally, he had one of those like massive jungle gym kind of looking things, like the dome, I think it was around his drummer, and literally he would just jump up there, and he had so much energy, and it was just so much fun, and it was just like electric there. And those are things that I'm not going to forget. His wife came out and sang with him, which was amazing. Same with Chris Young. Like I have pretty much every single one of his CDs, and I will listen to it until they break. But like I like going to his concerts, being in the pit for his concerts. It's different. My mom got me meet and greet passes for him, and the concert that I originally had the meet and greet concert like things for got snowed out. I didn't know that until I got to the concert venue. So I'm at the bar next door. We had a couple other people there. We were all chatting, and so one guy tweeted at Chris Young, was like, "Hey, you should come next door and like hang out with the few of us that got here before we realized it was snowed out." He came over and he was like buying us shots. So like I got to sit there and hang out with Chris Young, one of my favorite country singers, because of a meet and greet that ended up getting like rescheduled for months later and everything. But it's so different because I will always have that video of Chris Young. The one couple I was with, their wedding song was a Chris Young song. So we're all just standing there in this bar. It's only like 5 or 6 of us because there were like 3 or 4 inches of snow on the ground. And he's just like singing part of their wedding song for them. Like I have pictures with him, just like casual pictures. And it's like, I will never forget that. So it's very, in my opinion, I would always pick experiences because yes, while you're only there for a limited amount of time, you're going to have memories that last so much longer.
I understand. I do understand. And I think that there's a balance, but
There's definitely a balance, but I will always pick a trip somewhere. Like even like yesterday. So yesterday my mom and I went shopping. We were down at the outlets, and we do it once a year. We just go down the outlets, we spend a day together and just kind of hang out. This time around we didn't do a lot of shopping. We did more window shopping, but nothing really like grabbed at us and like, "Oh, this is great." Like we went to a couple stores that like are our favorites for us. We just didn't really see anything that was like, "Yeah."
yeah.
So, but it was like the experience and spending time with, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it was a 2-hour trip, and I had however many. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I can't help it. Yeah.
It's like I can't even get one sentence here without some.
I'm sorry. This is a bummer, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I had like maybe however much money in tolls that I had to pay and gas and everything. But the time and the like memories are going to be a lot more valuable than if I took that toll money and that day instead of driving down and like having a shopping day with my mom. If I put that money into a pair of roller skates or something like that.
Yeah, because I could see you just roller skating around.
But you know what I mean? By your explanation and your standard, that is, it would be more beneficial and more worth the time to money ratio. It would be a lot more. It would make more sense to get a pair of roller skates and we go roller skating.
Okay.
A lot more.
So like,
does that make sense?
Yeah, but like, think about like, okay, 10 years in the future. We have a son or something. All right. And it's like we could either go out camping for the weekend, which, you know, we would probably form some memories and stuff there. Or we buy like 2 electric bikes or something and we go out like once a month and adventure new places on our electric bikes.
So
I feel like they would still form good memories that they'll remember forever from those experiences.
I feel as though that's different. Reason being, both things you are forming memories with your child about. So you're going to get more longevity out of the bike versus just a camping trip. Now, if you're like, oh, if it comes to, do I invest in a really good tent and a sleeping bag so we can go camping more often versus do I invest in a bike that we can do? That's all personal preference, because at that point you are still investing a relatively, I can't say relatively same amount of money, but you are still investing in things that will both lead to memories and bonding and experiences like that. However, if it's like, oh, we're just going to rent a cabin for a weekend, I feel like it also depends on like, okay, is he going to enjoy the electric bike or does he really like to camp and really hate electric bikes and be like, wow, why do we get this?
Yeah, I guess you're digging in a little deeper than I was thinking.
I know, but it's I feel like that's different because you have a plan to create these memories and have these experiences with the bike, in addition to just saying, okay, well, do we take a weekend and go camping, or do I get him a video game where he just plays either online or like on a Switch, not with anyone, and just tunes the whole world out? Because then, yeah, he'll be like experiencing things and having memories, but it's not with anyone.
Yeah, but I would be gaming with them.
But what if it was a game that it didn't, you know what I mean?
I don't really make games like that anymore. Everything's pretty multiplayer these days.
But you understand what I'm saying?
I'm going to fight this.
What if he wanted to buy the newest, best version of House Flipper?
Oh, yeah.
Or you could go camping for a weekend. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it ranges. Like,
I think it's situational. But
it is definitely situational, and I will always be in favor of experiences because you will make.
There's certain experiences that like they just don't give that electric feeling that you're talking about, though.
That's fair. That is absolutely true. But there are also times, like even if it's like just a weekend at the beach, that like something stupid will happen and you will be talking about it for years.
I was just about to say that. Like there are certain situations though, like, you know, you just never know. You could go to the movies and like, you know, grandma T rips her shirt off in the middle of the movie or something, and you're like, okay,
come on, grandma, get it together.
Yeah, but like it's something that.
But that's exactly it. So we went to the movies. It was me and Karen. Hold on.
Grandma T ripped her shirt off.
Let me tell you, Grandma was wildin' back then. No, so it was me and Karen. We went to go see High School Musical 3 in theaters because they only released it in theaters. They didn't just put it on Disney Channel like they should have. But we were sitting there, and we were probably the oldest people in there outside of like parents who had their children there. But we sat and we watched, and it opens with a very big close-up of Zac Efron's face, like in the middle of a game. And he like flips his hair, and out of nowhere, you hear this like 5 or 6 year old girl be like, "Oh, he's so hot." And like, that is no joke, something that will be seared into my mind. And I can guarantee you, if you ask Karen, she will remember that. And we joke about it all the time.
Yeah.
So it's you know what I mean? It's just like, are you kidding? You have these moments all the time just sitting around with people. So it's one of those things, if you have experiences like at the beach, it gives you more time with the people you hopefully enjoy being around.
I guess, but then you could argue that, you know, instead of paying to go do these experiences, you could just hang out with these people at your house and form similar memories.
But not similar memories. So here's the thing. Like, okay, we have like similar but different. So you will still be forming memories with these people, but you know, if you are forming memories with these people sitting around your dinner table, it's going to be different kinds of memories than if you're at the beach, or if you are in Iceland looking at the Northern Lights, or if you are like in the mountains. So it's, yes, you will always be forming these memories, but if you're in a different area, different situation, it'll be different types of memories. And it'll be like a better experience that you can share with the people you enjoy being around.
Yeah. Oh. Oh no. She's sneezing now. Somebody forgot to take her allergy pill last night, and it's really biting her in the butt this morning.
Well, that's because they're on your side of the bed now.
Yeah. I took mine last night.
Yeah, because it's on your side of the bed.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that... Where were you when I took mine?
Probably finishing my book. Listen, okay, so you know how I have that countdown? Oh, not countdown, but like that checklist of books on my phone. So anyone who doesn't know, I'm doing like an A to Z challenge where it's like you have to read a book that starts with every letter of the alphabet, and then there are a couple like extra things just to make the grid like perfectly square. And so I'm doing that with books, but I also switched it over and I'm doing the same kind of thing with authors as well. I think I have either 2 or 3 books left on each list. And it is currently halfway through November, and I have a month and a half to finish like 4 or 5 books. Or 6, I don't know. Somewhere around there.
I am so jealous of how easily you fall asleep. Like, you don't obey any of the rules of, like, no cell phone before bed. You literally lay there and stare at your phone because you're reading off of your phone. And you just, like, it's like we turn off the lights and then I hear that you're asleep. Like,
chainsaw starts.
Yeah, the chainsaw starts up. The little weed whacker might start up, too.
The weed whacker.
No lava.
Go, bubba.
But yeah, you're asleep in like 3 minutes from when we turn the light off.
Well, also, if you think about it, like, my day is vastly different from your day.
It doesn't matter, though, because, like, on a weekend, like today, you just slept the whole night. You could go upstairs right after we stop recording, and you could just take a nap like that. Like, you'll be out in a few minutes.
That sounds amazing right now, not gonna lie.
And just like anytime we go to my parents' house to watch an Eagles game, you lay on the couch in an to me is an uncomfortable position because you're laying on your back.
I have the recliner out.
Yeah, I can't sleep on my back, but you'll pass out in a few minutes, and it's very similar to my dad. Like, my dad can just my dad. He just lays on the couch, and like even sometimes people are talking, and he'll fall asleep.
People will be talking to him, and he'll just be going,
And he claims that he claims that he listens to everything. It's just like he always says he's resting his eyes, but there's just no way. But yeah, I am so jealous of that because on a typical night, I could sit there rolling over a few times for, I don't know, probably an hour before I fall asleep. So I'm like automatically losing an hour of sleep from when I decide that I'm going to sleep.
And see, my mom is exactly like I am. So like one of the first times my mom met my dad's side of the family, it was down at the beach, and they were all playing spoons and everything, which anyone who knows my family gets very chaotic playing spoons. Everyone's very, very competitive, very loud. The Rumball side is just a loud side of the family. Not that the other side isn't loud, but it's like volume wise, it's just astronomical. So she lost spoons or didn't play or whatever, and so she was sitting behind the couch and she got tired, so she literally lay down on the floor and passed out while everyone is screaming in the condo about spoons. And that's when my granddad knew. He's like, yep, she'll fit right in here. And I'm very, very similar because
first time you met my parents, you were sleeping on the floor, right?
That was the second time I met your parents. The first time I met your parents, I went over for dinner, and your mom's like, okay, we're having this and this and this. And you looked at her dead in the face and said, Mom, she's vegetarian. And your mom was scrambling so hard.
Oh, yeah. Well, there was one time that I had a girl over for dinner that was vegetarian, And this was like back in high school. And I remember, I feel like we were having steaks that night or something. And my mom was like running around, and I'm pretty sure she gave her like some pieces of lettuce, like chopped up lettuce, like a salad, and then like grapes.
Yeah, no, I felt so bad because your mom was scrambling so hard. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. We can order pizza. Like, I'll save this for leftovers. And I was like, no. Like, I will eat whatever you made. It is okay.
Yeah, the way to go is like now, like anytime that, like, because Sydney's vegetarian, like, just burgers and veggie burgers.
Yeah.
That's the key.
That, I mean, and I feel like pizza is always pretty safe.
Oh yeah, pizza's safe too.
Unless they're vegan, in which case that's a whole nother.
Vegan, yeah, you can't eat cheese. That's a shame. Or the bread, or the dough, probably either, right?
I think the dough has eggs, so likely not.
Yeah.
Question mark?
I don't know. I am not any of these things, so
I'm not very well versed in grains for veganism.
Yeah.
Like bagels and breads and stuff like that, because I don't know what they actually, and it's hard because if it's like processed, I feel like it's different than if it's like fresh,
Yeah.
because if it's processed you can't have anything in it that'll go too bad too quickly. Like, I think processed pasta doesn't have egg in it, I think. Don't quote me on it.
That's
don't
like
know.
a super important part of the pasta recipe that we use, like when we make fresh
so
pasta.
if you make it fresh, it's literally flour, egg, and then whatever seasonings you want to add in. But I don't know what they do for processed pasta.
Yeah. So, did you submit your passport yet?
No, okay. Hold up. Let's rewind. Chris told me, he's like, this weekend we're gonna submit your passport stuff to be switched over because I need a vacation. I'm like, okay, sounds good. Now, mind you, this week I have worked 9 to 7, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday night, as soon as I was done with work, which I didn't leave until almost 8 o'clock anyway, I got in the car and drove directly to Rehoboth so Mom and I could go shopping. We stayed in a hotel. Last night, I got home around 8:30ish. I unpacked everything from my car, showed Chris what I got, and then I went upstairs because I'm tired and read a book and fell asleep. So this morning I get up. Lava wants brekkie, so I give her brekkie. We go tink tink, and then I sit down.
Thanks for giving us a recap of your last few days.
I sit down to read a book because I'm waiting for Chris to come down, and as I'm like getting into the book, he comes down and gives me an espresso 101. We say, hey, let's have some coffee talk. And here we are. So please tell me, at what point during the last 5 days I would have had a chance to submit all of my passport stuff?
I thought you already filled it all out.
No, I said I printed it out.
Okay, it's really not that hard except for the photo. That's the hardest part because you have to go somewhere.
Well, the other problem is,
you have to supply a bunch of crap too.
That's
right?
because it's a name change. It's not just a renewal.
Yeah, good luck with that.
So I have to supply a bunch of stuff, number one. But what I can do is I can go to CVS and get my passport photo done. When I go,
they charge you like $10 for that. It's a load of BS because if you go there and get any other photo printed, it's like 30 cents. But for them to
take the picture,
to cut it into the perfect square that you need for the passport application, when she told me it was like $10, I almost like flipped the whole countertop over because I was so
I would have
pissed.
loved to see that because those things are bolted down.
Okay, well, this is like in my head. I
still would have paid good
physically
money.
I was just like, oh, no problem, and then I reached in my wallet and handed my card over like an idiot. But man, I should have just took the picture at home and cut it out because that was just so stupid.
We could do that. Just take a picture upstairs and
I don't think we have photo paper.
No, you get it sent over for like the wallet size and then just cut it appropriately.
Yeah. We may, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whatever. It's like we need to get your passport straightened out, though.
But I have pictures I have to like get ordered and pick up at CVS anyway.
Yeah.
So. But,
Anyway, yeah. So
no.
I was,
Also, hold on. Also, I got one other thing because you didn't say that I had to get my passport and stuff done. You weren't like, "Hey, I need a vacation. We need to do this," until like Wednesday night. And so I said, "Okay, we'll do that this weekend." So it wasn't even like you put the pressure on me to do it until the night before I left for the beach.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just saying, like, speaking of experiences.
I do have to figure out, though, because here's the thing. I really don't like sending off all of our documents to get, so like when I had to do my name change, they had said, oh, you can just mail everything off. And I said, I really rather not. So I went to the Social Security office to get my Social Security card.
Yeah, there's a passport office in Norristown?
I think so. But that's what I want to do. I want to go somewhere so I don't have to send off our marriage certificate and all this stuff and risk not getting it back or getting it back crumpled up and strewn aside.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, I like our marriage certificate because it's official proof.
Are we going to frame it?
That I'm legally your problem now.
Yeah. Are we going to frame it and put it on the wall of achievements?
No, I don't think so. I have a couple other things I need to put up there instead.
Yeah, we did hang up our diplomas finally.
We did. I still have to figure out, like, I don't know so we have our diplomas up and then we have little tables underneath on each side of the hallway, I guess you could say that. It's more like a landing because it's not really a hallway.
Yeah.
But we have tables, but there's nothing underneath of them. They're just like almost like desks.
Yeah. Do we need to have anything underneath them?
Well, I feel like it looks kind of empty. Like we could put like mini bookshelves under there, or we could
Do we really need more books? Do we really need more books?
Not books. Bookshelves, like something I could put pictures on, or like a little basket in there that had like, we can keep little things that like are useful or that we usually just need to grab. So it's not that I need more space for books. I could definitely like spread out some books if it would like make it look better, but like kind of like put pictures or like tchotchkes or like just cute things. And then we have tchotchkes.
We could print out more lizards.
Yeah. Dewey needs a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Dewey needs a purple girlfriend.
Oh yeah, I have the purple printer working right now. I can even make a bigger one because that's the bigger printer right now. I could scale that thing up probably twice its size.
Get a mama lizard.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of 3D printing, where are my cup holders at?
I know. It's something that's gonna come soon.
Yeah, but see, the problem is I'm now trying to I've tried 2 different coasters. I've been using a book as a coaster because I'm like, I don't know how to put my coffee cup down on the table without it making the like.
Yeah, if we ever get a little more serious about recording these podcasts, maybe we'll get better boom arms where you can actually move them without almost breaking the whole table off or, causing a lot of disturbance with the audio.
I think what we have is fine. Like, that's not a problem. I think the problem is really just like
If you ever watch like real podcast videos, like their boom arms are so nice. Like they can just like move them. Sometimes they even hold the arm and just move it as they're like moving their head and talking, and you don't even notice anything. But these, oh boy, it's stressing the IKEA table pretty hard.
Listen, we both have day jobs. It's not like this is our only source of income,
This is no source of income.
Exactly. Exactly. So we're gonna do our best with what we got and not stress out about getting better professional ones.
Yeah, I know.
Because this is what you good over there?
I'm okay. I'm just, I was looking at my watch screen protector and how it's all messed up. I need to replace that today.
Yeah. I think mine has just like a little like chip or something in it, maybe like a little scratch.
So what's your final opinion on that Nespresso coffee?
It's good.
Yeah.
I am a fan. I'm not usually a fan of like hot coffees, but I think the little bit of foam on top is good.
Yeah.
I am a fan. It is good. It is definitely not something I would drink every day.
Oh yeah. I actually am craving another one. I'll probably make another one after we wrap this up.
See, I usually only need one coffee. I need
I need
one
at
coffee.
least 2 to 4 a day.
I just need one to get me going, and then I can usually do something else caffeinated halfway through the day, depending on where I am and what I'm doing.
I feel like coffee's somewhat healthy in terms of not the caffeine part, but like, it's literally just water, right? So
And coffee bean juice.
yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's like tea. You just steep it, and you're not getting
Yeah.
any extra calories until you add the creamer or anything else like that.
Like the creamer is definitely not healthy for me, but it's so delicious.
But I mean, it's not even like yes, I do drink soda, but at the same time, I also have a bunch of energy drinks that are low cal that I'm able to drink and get caffeine in the middle of the day. But that's like one of those things, like when I'm at work, it's like 4 or 5 o'clock and I'm hitting a wall. I'm like, I can't really drink a caffeinated drink right now because I don't want to be up all night. And so
We have decaf and half calf for this machine too.
Okay, well, that won't help me when I'm at work.
Yeah, well, nobody wanted that except for Harshal, so he ordered it.
Decaf and half calf?
Yeah.
We should have Harshal over just so he can drink the... Actually, no. I was going to be like, well, Grammy will drink it. Grammy does not leave that side of the state, so...
Yeah, well, one of my coworkers was telling me that I should just meet Harshal at the train station with a decaf every morning until we run out of it.
That would be amazing. He would probably greatly appreciate that.
Yeah.
But then you'd have to get the cup back.
Yeah.
Or we'd have to get like the throwaway cups, and that's a lot of work.
Yeah, that is a lot of work.
And then when you're late running to the train station, you'd have to worry about not spilling his coffee. And
oh, you know what we should do today after we're done recording?
take a nap.
No.
I think that's a great idea.
We should go to the garage door place and try and put that all in.
Oh, when are they open till today? Are they open today?
Today is Saturday, right? I think
It is
they're
Saturday.
open till...
I know.
If I remember correctly, they're open till noon or they're open till 3.
3 is Friday. I don't know if they're... It's you're recording right now, babe.
That's my work phone. I don't know where my personal phone is.
Well, I have my personal phone here.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a gondola.
Me and Jamie have to get new garage doors because our garage doors are original to the house, so they are 30 years old?
Yeah,
31 years old.
91? I thought it was 92.
No, it's 91. 31.
I know Chris and Patty's house was 94.
31 years old, and they're just wooden doors. So they're all pretty rotted at the bottom.
We're like, we pressure washed a good chunk of... I think we power washed most of the house.
I told him not to touch the garage doors.
Because
though.
I'm pretty sure we would have busted a hole
Yeah,
in
would have
them.
just blew right through them. So, yeah, new garage doors, that's rough. It came out, the estimate came out to probably double what we thought it was going to be originally, because my parents gave us the price that it cost for their garage doors, but that was like 12 years ago. So inflation really blew that up.
Yeah, that's pretty typical.
What time are they open till?
They open Monday at 7:30.
Really? I thought they were open on Saturday.
Friday they're open till 3.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
I can go Wednesday though if you want.
That's fine.
Cuz I'm off Wednesday and I'm off Friday.
Yeah, I want to put the order in because it's going to take 4 to 6 weeks for them to come out. Man, garage door openers and stuff have gotten way more advanced now too. Like the tier so they have like a low tier, which is a chain driven and it's Wi-Fi based, but like I'm not like a huge fan of the chain driven garage door openers because they're louder. My parents got those belt drive ones and they nice and quiet. So, when you step up to that level, it's like they have like cameras built in and everything. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's all pretty much over my head.
Yeah, well, like the whole point of the cameras is like you're supposed to, or it gives you the ability to allow large companies like Amazon and stuff to drop off packages in your garage so that they're safe and secure. But I'm more worried about having the delivery drivers walk into the garage in the first place because we have tons of motorcycles and stuff in there, and like I don't want anybody seeing that. So.
Yeah, I think, and I mean, it's different because of where we live now versus where we used to live.
I'm still not doing it here. I would never do it here.
Well, in terms of, I don't think it's necessary here. Whereas,
oh yeah,
I know where in our apartment, whenever you had something delivered while you were at work, you had to text Nick, right? That was his name?
Yeah.
Our neighbor.
Yeah.
And say, hey, like, can you, like, either move this inside or take it into your house or...
Oh, well, that pissed me off. There was one specific case where I bought a set of Milwaukee tools from Home Depot and had them shipped to our apartment in Philly, and they didn't put it in a box. They slapped a shipping label
It was already in a box.
On the Milwaukee box, which is like one of the number one stolen things in Philadelphia. Like you just see them all over Facebook Marketplace. People have all these brand new Milwaukee tools that they're selling for cheap because they just walked into Home Depot and walked out with the box. And they didn't, oh man, that made me so mad. So I looked at our security camera and I saw that the delivery driver dropped it off and it was just in the box that it came in. And I had to text our neighbor and be like, come over now and please pick up that box or it's going to be gone.
Yeah.
I do not miss living in Philly though.
I do sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. It's like a nostalgic kind of miss though.
I think it was nice just having so many like restaurants and stuff within like walking distance. I do miss oh my god, I can't even, Lisa's.
I miss Lisa's.
Yeah, we should
Lisa's
do
was
a Lisa's day one day where we get up early and go, but I don't know.
You know what we should do? We should do a I don't know if they're still open
I know
now.
last I saw they were closed
Because of like I don't know if they ever reopened after COVID.
Yeah.
Which is sad. But I know what we should do is we should do a Philly day. Or like a Manayunk day. Because you get Lisa's, you do something, then we go hit Chubby's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gene just bought a new house in Manayunk.
He did.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
They upgraded because of the baby.
The baby.
Yeah. So maybe they'll have us over there when they get all set up and moved.
We need to have him and Tina over for dinner.
Yeah, it's just pretty far for them to come out here.
I know. We could definitely set up guest rooms.
Yeah.
They could keep a night. Keep
a night.
Keep a night at the inn.
Keep a night.
You know, stay at the inn.
Yeah.
But no, because I think the last time we saw them was around Christmas last year.
Oh, also, this is the first episode that we're recording since the Phillies lost the World Series.
Yes.
That was pretty lame.
That is true. Is it?
Yeah.
When did they lose the World Series? Was it like Saturday?
It was the day that we recorded the last episode.
Okay. Gotcha.
Or no, so we recorded the last episode last Saturday, I think. And then we were like, oh, we should do a coffee talk tomorrow morning, which was on Sunday. Then we did not do that.
We did not do that.
And then now.
No, we definitely did not record last Saturday. 100% we did not record last Saturday. We may have recorded Friday.
I don't know. Anyway, not a big deal. Is there anything else you wanna talk about here? I have something, but
I forgot I had a New Jersey mug, and I was really excited about it this morning, and I wanted to say how like happy it makes me. Because I collect all the Starbucks mugs, and I forgot that I had, because we have, the way we have them stacked up in our cabinet, I can't always see the ones on the bottom. I can only see the ones that are on the top.
Yeah.
And I picked this one up, and I was like, which one is light blue?
I think we should get rid of the mugs that are hanging on the coffee bar and then hang the Starbucks ones instead.
I disagree.
Because then you can see all of them.
Because I can see all of them, but we don't have 8. We only have 7.
Okay, so let's just go get another one. We should have Barry pick one up in West Virginia.
We should.
That would be a good Christmas gift. Maybe I'll suggest that.
There you go. You should suggest that.
Yeah.
Because I already told. That's what I'm telling everyone for Christmas.
Wherever they're at.
If you're going to a state that I've been to, because I don't want it from states I haven't been to.
Have you been to West Virginia?
I have.
Okay.
That's where Karen and her family had their cabin.
Got it.
So I want a West Virginia one. I need West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee, California, Nevada, Arizona. I think that's it. Oh, and like Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Colorado. I've been to Colorado. Don't have a mug from there. I do have Tejas.
I went to Colorado.
Ooh, Louisiana.
I went to Colorado twice. Once was with Jason for snowboarding, and then once was for a work conference. That was, oh man, that work conference was wild for Cyrus. So it was quite a shame. So we were flying out to Denver for this specific conference for work, and for some reason, so Cyrus's dad was having some issues, and he got admitted to a hospital, and his mom knew that like before Cyrus even boarded our plane, and she didn't tell him, and then she told him when he got to Denver, probably expecting that like she probably wanted him to leave, and then like, you know, that way he wouldn't come back and like be where I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what her plan
like
was.
you're already there, just stay there. Like, he's okay. Like,
Yeah.
we know what's going on. Like, he's been having like concerns, so we're just like, this is like a precautionary thing. Like, just still go have fun, and we'll see you when you get home.
Yeah, exactly. So we land in the airport in Denver, and he finds out about this, and he's just like, I gotta go home. And we're like, holy crap. So he ended up flying to Denver, and then in the airport buying a ticket to fly back home. It was just like, man, that was just a wild day for him.
That's tough.
Yeah.
But
He didn't miss out on much, though.
no, I've only been to Colorado once, and that was for volleyball.
You got to travel so much for volleyball.
I did.
That's
It
so
was
cool.
nice. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, and I do want to end up hitting more states. So we should do some things where we go to different states.
Yeah, those mugs that you have on the coffee bar are pretty plain. Like those white ones. Like they probably came with our dish set,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's time to retire those. So we need to get one more state.
What do you mean retire those?
Do we need them?
We got them with all of our other things. I don't want to get rid of the set. Maybe they go in the cabinet.
I guess, yeah. I mean, like we have
We have some kitschy mugs in the cabinet that we could probably get rid of.
all the mugs. We have all the state mugs that we have, which is 7-ish that you're saying.
We have New Jersey. We have Connecticut. We have Massachusetts. We have Maryland. We have Pennsylvania.
New York.
We have no. We don't have New York.
I thought we got a New York one
No.
on our way home.
No, we got New Jersey. We were going to get New York, but they had the subway. New York, like, subway thing where it looked like subway tile. Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey,
Pennsylvania.
PA, Maryland, Texas, Philly.
And you need the Baltimore one, right?
I need Baltimore. I need Pittsburgh.
Okay, so you have a significant amount of those. And
I
then,
have a good number of them, but I want more.
And then we have like probably like 5 kitschy mugs.
We have more than 5 kitschy mugs because I think you have 2 really big office mugs. You have World's Best Boss.
Yep.
You have...
Which I do not manage anybody at work, so I'm not technically a boss, but it's a nice mug.
I think as soon as you do manage someone, you need to put that on your desk at work.
Yeah.
And you have Bears Beats Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
And then I have one that we got from Aunt Judy. We have one that looks like a prescription bottle.
Yeah.
We have...
And then, okay, so
we have a sloth one.
Oh, yeah, the one where it's just hanging out.
It's just hanging over the edge of the...
Yeah. So, and then, like, other than those, we have all the white ones that came with our dish set.
User.
And then we have those multicolored ones that you have in the middle of the coffee bar.
I think it makes it look very nice.
It does look good. It does look good.
But
we have a lot of mugs.
I know. But see, the difference is, like, I greatly enjoy using mugs instead of bowls. Like, I'll eat my ice cream out of mugs.
Yeah.
Instead of a bowl.
But I think we could do without the white mugs. Maybe we'll pack them up and save them.
Well, whenever we get our kitchen redone, I actually want something on the wall where I can just put my state mugs.
Oh my gosh. This kitchen...
It's going to be beautiful.
This kitchen project, whenever it starts, is going to just be wild.
Chaos.
With the amount of requirements that you have for it.
It's not like it's massive requirements. It's switching out cabinets for drawers so that way we can stack things easier and get to the back of the cabinets easier. It's just putting a little bit of shelving on the wall so I can put my mugs or my cookbooks out. It's not like I'm asking for like a double wall oven and a second refrigerator and like a wine fridge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just trying to use the space we have in a conservative yet tasteful way.
Yeah, I think TikTok has been giving you too many ideas.
Good
or
thing
not TikTok.
It's a good thing I'm not on TikTok.
Well, Instagram, but I feel like Instagram is like the secondary TikTok.
Well, it's not like I'm asking for a pot filler. I don't need a pot filler.
Nobody needs a pot filler.
Some people might if their sink is far enough away.
Or
if they have a physical handicap.
I don't understand that. So, okay, let's talk about pot fillers for a second. I got a beef with pot fillers.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, a pot filler is literally just like a pipe and a spigot or whatever you want to call it that's attached to the wall, comes through the wall right behind the stove, and you pull the arm out and you can open it up and it drains, or like not drains, but it fills the pot with water and you close it whenever you want and then you push it, it just folds right back against the wall.
It's a movable like faucet that, you know, sits behind your oven. But the thing that bothers me is that, like, okay, so you tell me why would somebody need one of these?
Well, if they have a physical handicap and they can't pick up the big pot of water.
Okay.
So, for example, Mum.
Okay. So
if she were making like a big pot of spaghetti or something. Not saying Mom has a physical handicap, but she's like in her 90s.
Are there any other reasons?
If the sink is too far away.
Okay.
And you're risking running into things or dropping things. It's mostly just to keep you from dropping and spilling and needing to lift a heavy pot of water depending on what you're using it for.
Okay, so here's my argument to this whole thing. Once you fill the pot, you got to empty it. So you still have to pick up this pot.
But you're picking up this pot. So number one, it could be you have other people helping you clean up versus cooking. Like you would help clean up the kitchen, but you likely, if we were cooking, you're like, I'm staying out of the kitchen. Additionally, you are losing water as you cook pasta It's getting
Barely.
Okay, so whatever it is, whatever you're cooking, if you're boiling water, you're losing water to steam. If it's pasta or something that's absorbing the water. Additionally, if you are constantly cooking something and you need to keep adding water, like you're dropping something in and letting it boil off and then you pull it out and then you're like, just like a constant thing. Listen, I don't know
Okay,
what it would be
so
used for, but
if that's the case, then it's probably light enough to move. If your water boils off and then you need to add a little bit more water, it's probably light enough to move because that is such a small amount of water.
but then you have to take it off the heat.
Okay, I mean that's just cooking, and then like those are such minimal use cases that like nobody ever needs a pot filler. I don't even know why that's a thing. I think that's just a kitschy thing.
I mean, I do think my mom would have been able to use it. My mom has like trouble with her wrists a lot and her
if
like
she
hand
is
grip.
cooking alone, there's no benefit to it. Now I could see, she fills the pot, she does her cooking, and then your dad goes and carries the pot over to the sink. Maybe.
So that's in my mind, that's what it would be.
Those are the things that
But-
get cut from the,
Well, and
when
that's-
budget comes in.
Well, and that's the
Cut
thing.
those
I'm
out.
not saying we need a pot filler. I'm not. You know what I mean?
Just let me know. I'll carry the pot over with the water in it because
I will let you know because that's why I tell you about the Instapot. Every night that we use it, I'm like, can you get out the Instapot? Is it because it's heavy? No, I just don't feel like bending down and messing with the air fryer and everything to just get it out of the cabinet.
this is one of those things like killing bugs. You know you can do it.
I
but
can do.
You
Listen,
like the fact that you have somebody else to do it.
babe, I'm gonna be honest with you right now, okay? And I want you to understand,
Are you about to rip into me?
I love you with my whole heart and
Oh,
my whole
no.
being.
Oh no. What's happening?
I can
Cut the mics.
I can kill bugs on my I'm a very, very independent person. I am able to like I have a what I've come to call a mom override where like if someone else can't do something, even if I don't like doing it, I can step up and do it. Calling and ordering food. Hate it. But I can do it if
I
everyone
also
else
hate that.
But if everyone else has issues with it, like, oh, I really hate it, I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Not a problem. Killing bugs. I can do that. I'm a very independent person, and I can do a lot of things on my own. Okay? You saw me trying to get these things mounted.
Oh, she's pointing to the bookshelves.
Yeah, I know my way around a power tool. I can do everything myself.
She knows how to pull the trigger.
I do, and I know how to switch out the bits and everything. However, I like not having to do that. I like knowing that I have someone that can do that and that can likely do it better than I can. And so I prefer to use that when possible. But if you really hate getting out the Instapot and you really hate killing bugs, I'll do it for you if you'd like, but I don't want to have to be the one that wears the pants in the relationship.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
That's
went
not
there.
that's not a 2022 statement.
I
right
went there. Listen, I
Everybody wears pants in 2022.
would bet I'm gonna start walking around without pants on.
Whoa. Okay.
Um,
All right.
no, but like
This is PG.
I don't know. Think like I would love to be like Susie Homemaker, where I like stay at home and I keep the house clean and I can make dinner for you every night. But instead, I work. And I still try to do that for you. I still, on my off days, try to make sure the house is clean. And whenever I get off work, I'm like, okay, what do you want to do for dinner? And then I come home and make dinner for you, even though it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Like, I enjoy doing that stuff. And I would like to be able to, like, care for you in the household in that way. However, if I can't do that, I still like to ask you to kill the bugs.
Hey, I actually made salmon the other night. I've been starting to make the salmon
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, you've been starting to make the salmon.
I've
You made
learned how to take the
tacos.
fish out and put it on the parchment paper and pour a little bit of water on it.
Yep, a little bit of soy sauce.
Yeah.
Turn the pressure cooker on.
I mean, my cooking these days is just phenomenal.
He's really going above and beyond. He made tacos the other night.
Yeah. What am I going to eat for breakfast today? We're out of milk.
I know I have to go grocery shopping.
I had a bowl of cereal yesterday, and I filled the bowl up to the brim like I always do. And then
Had no milk.
the milk was like 3 days past the expiration date, and also there was like a very minimal amount.
So I'm
uh,
pretty sure milk, they have a sell by date, and it's okay like a week past the sell by
I
date.
think so. Yeah. I mean, it didn't taste weird, but
If it doesn't smell weird or taste weird, it's fine.
I got most of the cereal down just by like rotating it through the milk. But I think today's a waffle day.
Yeah, today might be a waffle day. I think today I have to get groceries because we're pretty low, and tomorrow we're going to Rico's gotcha party. So I want to try and get laundry and groceries and all the errands done today. So
Yeah.
that way tomorrow's more like cleanup, and
How long is that? Like,
I have no idea.
yeah.
I think it's like 4 to 5 or something like that.
Okay. I'm hoping it's not an all-day event because I have other things to do.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's like an afternoon, evening thing.
This is our first time ever attending a dog.
Birthday party. Gotcha party.
It's a birthday party, but because it's a rescued dog, we don't know the actual birthday, so it's just the day that,
It's a gotcha day.
yeah.
The day he was adopted.
So, whatever. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
That's not my thing, but you know what? I'll show up.
Yeah, I think it'll be good to get out, do things. A lot of times we're very much a homebody, and I feel like it would be good to get up and get out and do things.
All right. So I think we're going to wrap up this coffee talk because I need to go get myself another coffee, and then I'm going to make myself some waffles.
Waffles. And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
What is that from? What?
Shrek?
I don't remember.
It's when Donkey is staying at Shrek's swamp, and he's like, gonna do this, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Don't remember.
Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all, so I'm gonna have to go educate Chris on Shrek.
That just brought up something else in my head, but it's just so random that it's not worth bringing up.
Well, that's lame.
I was playing this VR game yesterday where it's really just like a physics sandbox. So like it's just like it's really a game where you can just do anything.
I want you to understand, when you say physics sandbox, I'm literally picturing a sandbox with like a protractor and like mathematical things like just sticking out
No,
of
a
the sand.
sandbox is just like it's like an open area, and like you can like just put out whatever items you want and like play with them, and like it's just very realistic physics. So like they have like guns and like knives and people and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like it's very
It sounds very violent.
there is some violence to it. But I was putting in some modifications into the game because like people make stuff that's not originally in the game, and you can like insert it into the game. And one of the characters that you can put in the game is Shrek, and it is so scary. When you turn around, there's a big Shrek behind you.
Good.
In VR, yeah, it's
that's
scary.
A little terrifying.
Pop a few into the.
Why are you shooting Shrek?
He's scary.
He's an onion.
Oh my gosh. Never mind. If I had a technical podcast, I would love to talk about how bad the keyword detection is on the Apple Watch. But anyway,
We can save that for next coffee talk because
no, it's okay.
Siri has been getting on my nerves,
Yeah,
and I don't even use her.
yeah. So anyway, we're gonna wrap this up.
If you guys have any recipes or cocktail suggestions or any questions, comments, concerns, love for the podcast, you can send it on over to diariesofaworkingcouple@gmail.com, or you can slide into our DMs at Diaries of Working Couple on Instagram. If you have any hate for the podcast, I ask that you just keep it to yourself and do not email us about it.
I'm pretty sure Jamie actually posted one photo on Instagram since the last time.
I did, because it was the infamous photo that we were talking about.
Yeah. So, all right. Till next time.
Bye, guys.
See ya.